Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Roman Reigns has been away from television since suffering a huge loss against Bronson Reed at Crown Jewel. However, the OTC could be poised to make a big return tonight on Monday Night Raw as WWE embarks on the road to Survivor Series. However, his potential homecoming could turn out to be a nightmare as Reigns may suffer a massive betrayal at the hands of Jey Uso. The Yeet Master failed to become the world heavyweight champion this weekend at Saturday night's main event. Despite giving his absolute best, he lost to CM Punk, who now has the coveted title around his waist. Well, Punk is the last person Roman Reigns would want to see as champion, as he shares a bitter animosity with the Second City Saint. Therefore, the tribal chief could return tonight on Raw, seething in rage. He could unleash a verbal scathing against Jey Uso, disparaging his cousin. Reigns could question Jey's inability to beat CM Punk and bring the world title back to the family. Things could escalate to the point where the Yeet Master snaps and turns on the former undisputed WWE champion. Jey Uso has been harboring a deep resentment against Roman Reigns since getting berated at Crown Jewel. He has apparently been tired of his cousin's actions and behavior. With the situation already at a fragile state, getting chastised by Reigns again would be the final nail in the coffin. It might leave Jey with no other choice but to revolt against the OTC. Turning on him, the Yeet Master could turn heel, betraying Roman Reigns and shattering his relationship with his cousin. WWE has been teasing this for quite some time, and the company could finally pull the trigger on this tonight on Raw. However, this is currently speculation, and it remains to be seen whether Roman returns tonight and how things develop. Roman Reigns to start a blockbuster feud with Jey Uso upon his return. Roman Reigns' relationship with Jey Uso has taken a bitter turn in recent times, and it is expected to get far worse in the coming time. This could eventually lead to a full-blown revolt between the two OG Bloodline members. WWE is seemingly sowing the seeds of a blockbuster feud between Reigns and Uso. However, it may not kick off immediately, and Triple H might hold off this potential feud for a while. WWE has a series of major events lined up this year, like Survivor Series, War Games in November, and John Cena's special edition of Saturday night's main event in December. The company might showcase a slow build between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, eventually pitting the two against each other next year. The WrestleMania season will be the perfect time for such a blockbuster feud. Besides, there are many more layers to unravel in this bitter turning relationship between the two cousins. Therefore, WWE might not start Reigns and Jey's singles feud immediately at this point. It could potentially kick off next month or in January next year. It will be interesting to see what happens. WWE fans might want to brace themselves for a storyline that could shake the entire company to its core. After months away from television, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso are reportedly preparing for a blockbuster return, but according to new backstage whispers, that long-awaited reunion may end in heartbreak and betrayal. For years, Reigns and Jey have shared one of WWE's most powerful and emotional storylines. From cousins to rivals, and from bitter enemies to loyal bloodline brothers, their dynamic has carried WWE storytelling to cinematic heights. But now, with both men rumored to appear on Raw for the first time together since their respective absences, it seems that WWE is planning to tear that brotherhood apart once again. And in the most shocking way imaginable, the anticipated return of Roman Reigns, Ver. Since Roman Reigns dropped the undisputed WWE Universal Championship to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40, the tribal chief has been silent. Fans have wondered when, or even if, he would return to reclaim his position atop the WWE mountain. His absence has given rise to chaos. Solo Sikoa has seized control of the bloodline, aligning himself with newer members like Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu. What was once Roman's empire has turned into a ruthless, uncontrollable faction that even Paul Heyman seems afraid to manage. But recent reports and subtle teases hint that Reigns' return is imminent, and not on SmackDown, but on Monday Night Raw. The move itself is unexpected, as Reigns has been the face of SmackDown for years. His appearance on Raw suggests that WWE wants to send a powerful message. Roman Reigns isn't coming back just to reclaim a title. He's coming back to reclaim his legacy. Jey Uso's emotional journey, meanwhile. Jey Uso's story on Raw has been deeply personal. Since moving to the Red brand, Jey has carved out his own path, earning the crowd's love and respect as a singles competitor. His feud with the Judgment Day and his ongoing journey toward redemption have made him one of WWE's most beloved babyfaces. However, Jey has also shown signs of inner conflict whenever the bloodline is mentioned. He's repeatedly stated that he's done with that family drama. Yet it's clear that part of him still feels connected to Roman. A reunion seemed inevitable, but no one expected it to come in such a dramatic fashion. The reunion that turns to ruin according to insider speculation. WWE's creative team is crafting a Raw episode that will see both Roman Reigns and Jey Uso make surprise appearances, possibly during a major main event segment involving the Judgment Day and Cody Rhodes. The idea is that Reigns will confront the Raw roster, reminding everyone that he still runs WWE no matter what brand he's on. During the promo, Jey Uso could come out to a massive ovation. Fans will expect tension between them, a face-to-face moment charged with emotion. Instead, what they'll get is a moment of mutual respect. Roman, acknowledging that Jey earned his spot, may even hug him and tell him, "You're still bloodline." It'll be a goose-bumping moment the type WWE fans live for. The crowd will cheer, thinking they're witnessing reconciliation and unity. But that's when the betrayal will strike. A betrayal from within reports suggest that Solo Sikoa will not be the one to attack Roman, at least. Not yet. Instead, the betrayal will come from someone Reigns least expects. The leading theory among insiders points to Jey Uso. Jimmy's absence has been suspiciously quiet since his on-screen injuries and tensions with Solo Sikoa, with his loyalties in question. His return could be the perfect setup for a shocking double cross. Imagine the scene: Roman and Jey embrace, showing the world that the family bond is healed, only for Jimmy to storm the ring, seemingly coming to celebrate. Then superkick Roman Reigns right in the face. The audience would erupt in disbelief. Jey would be torn apart emotionally, caught between his brother and his cousin, and the look on Roman's face one of betrayal, pain, and fury would mark the beginning of a new era. Solo Sikoa's rise and Paul Heyman's dilemma, the chaos that follows. Solo Sikoa could appear on the Titantron, coldly observing everything. With a smirk, he might declare, "You built this family, Roman. Now I run it." This would cement Solo as a powerful antagonist, proving that he has fully taken over the bloodline. Paul Heyman, as usual, would be stuck in the middle, terrified, trembling, unsure where his allegiance lies. His emotional breakdowns have become some of the most gripping television moments in recent months. Seeing Heyman kneel between Roman and Solo would evoke all the tension of a Shakespearean tragedy. Heyman's eventual choice could define the next chapter of this saga. Does he stay loyal to the man who made him? Or does he side with the new enforcer who's reshaping WWE's future? The emotional fallout, the betrayal, wouldn't just be another plot twist. It would be a deeply personal dagger to Roman Reigns' heart. For years, his greatest strength was his ability to command family loyalty. Now, with the bloodline in ruins, that power is gone. For Jey Uso, it would reignite his emotional torment. After everything he's overcome to step out of Roman's shadow, he'd find himself trapped between love and loyalty once again. Jimmy's betrayal of Roman would force Jey to pick sides, and that could lead to an even more personal feud between the brothers heading into 2026's Royal Rumble or WrestleMania season. Why this storyline could define WWE's next era. WWE has been moving toward a generational power shift, and this storyline perfectly captures that evolution. Roman Reigns has dominated for nearly 4 years, but as the company transitions into the Paul Levesque Triple H era, newer stars are being elevated. Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and even Carmelo Hayes have been positioned as the next wave of hybrid powerhouses. Reigns' betrayal would serve as both an end to his tribal chief reign and the beginning of his redemption arc. It's a chance to see him as a sympathetic figure for the first time in years. Meanwhile, Jey Uso's involvement keeps the emotional heartbeat alive. His connection to both Roman and Jimmy ensures that the story remains layered, unpredictable, and deeply human. Looking ahead, Roman's revenge, WWE follows through with this plan. The next few months could see Roman Reigns embark on a rare babyface journey. After being betrayed and humiliated, he might team up with Jey, or even reluctantly with Cody Rhodes, to destroy the new, more brutal bloodline led by Solo and Jimmy. The long-term payoff could be WrestleMania 42, Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa, a generational battle for the true soul of the bloodline. But before that, WWE fans will witness the moment that starts it all, a heartfelt reunion on Raw that turns into the most shocking betrayal of the year. Roman Reigns' story has always been about family, power, and respect. But if these reports are true, his next chapter will be aha.